Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Pol Ke Bol. Today I'm going to talk about what to do and not do during your notice period. So imagine you have quit your job, you have a 1 month notice period, or a 3 month notice period, or a 2 month notice period. I have served 3 month notice periods, I've served 1 month notice periods also. And I personally feel that a 3 month notice period is absolutely insane. It's a very long time. And if you are at the wrong company, even a 1 month notice period can be a very long time, right? I believe in the US, there's a 2 weeks notice that you have to give. Like once you quit your job, within 2 weeks, you have to be let go. But in India, I think it is not so standard. 3 months is, unfortunately, even now, even in new age companies, very common. It is definitely common in big companies and big corporations, but I think things are improving. I would say things are improving. But a notice period is something which no one taught me how critical, crucial, and delicate it could be. It is rather. No one teaches you these things, right? Like how can they? My father worked at this in the same company for 30 years, retired. Retired during 2020 during the lockdowns. Didn't even get a farewell. Unfortunate. But most of us, we are going to change jobs. We are going to change, hopefully, not a lot of jobs because I personally believe stability is important. Yeah. But to each their own. And the moment you quit, the moment you put down your papers, let me tell you the reality. The world around you changes. Whether you realize it or not, everyone looks at you in a different way. Your manager looks at you in a different way. Your colleagues look at you in a different way. Your juniors look at you in a different way. The top management definitely looks at you in a different way. The HR's life begins with you in a different way because now you will be dealing a lot with the HR, right? People don't even know how to quit, by the way. They're just like, oh, I told my boss I'm quitting. It could be as good as saying, sir, मैं आपके घर पे चाय पीने आ रहा हूँ. It could also be the same as saying, sir, you look stupid. Or ma'am, you don't make sense. Or, oh, I like the coffee mug you have. Basically, it doesn't mean anything if you tell someone you're quitting. You have to put down your papers. And by that, firstly, we should stop calling it that. We should be like submitting it in the system. You have to officially raise a resignation request in the system. The moment you do that, according to your offer letter, according to the contract that you have signed, the time starts. From that moment until the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day period, you will officially be leaving the company. Okay. And until that happens, you are not in your notice period, right? It is basically you have put them on notice. You have set up a notice saying, hey, I'm leaving. I'm there with you as per our contractual obligation for 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it is. And of course, most likely you're going to have a request saying, let me go soon, let me go in 15 days, let me go in 45 days or whatever, they rarely get accepted. Let me tell you that there are some companies which let you even buy out your notice period, that hey, I'll pay the remainder of the salary that you're gonna give me. 2 महीने का salary मैं दे दूंगा, आप मुझे 2 महीने पहले छोड़ दो. Some companies allow it, most companies do not, which is unfortunate. I think there needs to be way more flexibility in terms of the notice period in India. But I'm not going to wait for it to happen. I personally don't think it's going to happen for another 10 years or so because no one gives a damn about us. Now, let me start by reminding everyone the world changes the moment you put down your papers. Because then everyone's like, ये तो जा रहा है. अब इसका क्या करें हम? इसके प्रोजेक्ट्स का क्या होगा? इसने जो काम लेके रखा था उसका क्या होगा? अब मैं काम करूँगा क्या इसके ऊपर? वैसे भी लोग कम है यहाँ पे. ये जा रहा है तो इसका सिर का मेरे सिर पे डालेंगे. मेरे टीम के पास तो उतना है ही नहीं जगह ये सब काम करने का. अरे ये जा रहा है तो ये टीम में नंबर 1 कौन बनेगा? मैं बनूँगा या फिर वो बनेगा? शिट! अगर ये जा रहा है तो ये फालतू काम हम जो इसके ऊपर सिर पे डाले थे, अब ये फालतू काम हम किसके सिर पे डालें? There are so many things that happen. You never know what your position is, right? When you have quit. When someone quits, you are like, अरे यार ये इतना अच्छा बंदा था, ये चला गया. अब एक्चुअल काम कौन करेगा? So everyone starts being selfish the moment you quit, which is understandable, right? Like I have been on that side where someone's quit. I'm like, oh god, this person's going. अभी इसका काम मेरे सर पे आने वाला है. और आया भी. So I'm just saying, right? So everyone's gonna look at you and be like, what can I get out of this person before he or she leaves? People feel, hey, in the notice period, you can do whatever you want, you can say whatever you want. That's not how it works. It depends from company to company, it depends from boss to boss, manager to manager, team to team, culture to culture. Wherever I have worked even during my notice period. I've worked like right till the end. I've literally been replying to emails until one day prior. Of course, with the caveat that, hey, boss, like I'm on my way out. This is the new person, blah, blah, blah. The moment you quit, the first thing you're supposed to do is you are supposed to go out and seek out your replacement or someone who's, or a KT, knowledge transfer. You have to go out and find someone who is going to do the things that you are doing right now. You have to train them. That's the whole point of the notice period, right? So for business continuity, the business should be moving on smoothly even if you quit or you come back. You get me? Your company will always appreciate it if you train people well and go. Okay, I know it's not going to happen all the time, and I think it's about basic common courtesy that you're supposed to do this. It's about professionalism. I know you many times you'll be like, these bastards don't deserve it. Bhaad mein gaye ye log. I get it, but the person who you are going to train, they will probably call you a month down the line. I have got calls from people 9 months after I left. अरे ये कैसे करते हैं? आपने कैसे किया था? I have gotten calls from people 1 year after I have left. आप जिस पे काम कर रहे थे उसका स्टेटस क्या था? देख ले भाई, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन रखा है मैंने. द पॉइंट इज दैट पीपल आर गोइंग टू रादर. सो शायद से मेरे केटी में कमी रह गई थी. That or maybe when the system's too complicated, people don't get what you have left, right? But I've also been at places where I've met my friends from that company later, and they were like, man, the new person who's joined, they really appreciated all the documentation that you have left. They're like, it's so in depth, it's so helpful. It was very, smooth for them to get onboarded. So I felt good, because I personally feel that even if you're leaving a company, you should not tarnish your legacy while you're on your way out, right? Because the people who were so nice to you just a day ago are no longer going to be that nice to you. In fact, sometimes it's the opposite. People who have been absolutely horrific to you, कमीनापंती करेंगे, आपके साथ हमेशा रूड रहेंगे, टांग करेंगे, उंगली करेंगे. Those people suddenly start becoming nice to you during your notice period, because they're like, अरे ये तो जा रहा है. He's not a bad guy. I just didn't like him being my colleague. I looked at him. I thought he was competition. I've had people come up to me be like, bro, अच्छा हो गया तो निकल गया यार. मतलब I hated competing with you, and I just don't like you, man. Frankly speaking, it's a good thing you're leaving. Maybe we can be friends once you leave. I was like, wow, thank you for the honesty that you don't like me, and I appreciate it. Like, I really appreciate it when someone is very honest about it. And you will find people. There were people who have come up to me like, I didn't trust you. The reason I was not nice to you was because I never trusted you. I was like, why did you never trust me? Like, I don't know, but I just never trusted you. I'm like, everyone else trusts me. They're also nice to me. You're the only one who's not nice to me. And they're like, it's fine. You come on, man. It's okay. We can move on from this. I've had these conversations. Some people will be like relieved कि अच्छा हो गया, ये जा रहा है. Now I can be normal to this person. You won't believe, people will put up pretenses for years, by the way. So you have to be prepared to be surprised, because everyone else around you is going to behave very differently. Some people are going to be extra nice, and you're like, तू तो रहने दे बे, you are not a nice person, I know that. क्यों इतना हीरो बन रहा है? But you have to take it in your stride. You have to take it in your stride. You have to be like, हाँ ठीक है, मैं जा रहा हूँ, लोग अच्छे बन रहे हैं मेरे साथ, right? Please do not burn your bridges when you're leaving a company. You never know कौन कब कहाँ आ जाएगा. एंड वो वापस मिलेंगे, आपका वाट लगा देंगे वो लोग. मैं पहले ही बोल रहा हूँ. Do not burn your legacy. People have long memories. Institutions have long memories. Never be so arrogant that, oh, I will never need to come back to this place. Agreed. But maybe you'll need a bloody reference, yeah, someday. Have that common sense. There are companies who are like, I want a reference from your last to last company. I need it. तब किसको बुलाओगे? उसमें भी they are like, we don't want a colleague or a peer or a junior. We want a senior, a manager, a reporting manager to give us a reference for this particular job application. What are you going to do then if you have burnt your bridges? Even if you want to think selfishly, right? And not from a moral standpoint that, hey, we shouldn't burn bridges, or a common sense standpoint. Do not mess around. The moment you're out, do not let any provocation get to you. You're on your way out, leave. Leave. Post इसका भी ऑपरेशन होता है, पता है ना? There are processes that need to happen even when you leave a company. So please be mature when you are leaving a company. It is not what Instagram tells you. It is not what LinkedIn tells you. You have all the frustration in the world. I get it. But more often than not, if you're just a normal guy, I assure you there is no point of creating a scene while leaving. People will rarely remember how you entered, but they'll always remember how you left. That's human nature. Recency bias नाम की चीज होती है. तुम 5 साल अच्छा काम करो, छठे साल में तुमने बकवास करके निकले हो, लोग बोलेंगे यार ये इसने वही है ना जिसने बकवास करके निकला था वो. Doesn't matter. You can do बकवास work for 4 years and 5th year you're doing well. They're like, हाँ यार वो स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ा स्ट्रगल किया but he picked up यार. 5th year में इतना अच्छा काम किया ना जाते जाते. यार we still miss this guy. People remember how you leave. Do not leave after creating a scene. Even if you're leaving, be sophisticated, be logical, be respectful, even if people don't deserve it, especially to people who don't deserve it. There's no point. This is not a playground. A workplace is not a playground. Organizations and institutions have long memories. Everything is being digitalized as of now. People are going to see exactly what happened with you 50 years down the line. I'm not kidding. Everything is logged. Please remember, there is no need to get into unnecessary mudslinging matches. Because, of course, you're quitting. It means that this place is not optimal for you. सो ऑफकोर्स कुछ तो रहेगा ना आपके मन में कि यार ये जगह ये चीज नहीं पसंद है मुझको. ऑलवेज लाई इफ नीड बी, मतलब लाई इन अ गुड वे. हाँ मतलब हाँ नहीं नहीं ठीक है, आई लाइक वर्किंग हियर बट आई थॉट इट वाज बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटी समवेयर एल्स. आई थॉट आई विल चैलेंज माई, बी डिप्लोमैटिक. बिकॉज पीपल विल टेल यू दे वांट द ट्रूथ, दे डोंट वांट द ट्रूथ. क्या बोलोगे आप कि आपकी कंपनी बहुत छोटी है, यहाँ पे कुछ सीखने को नहीं मिलता, पैसा बढ़ाना नहीं है तुम लोगों को? इज दैट हाउ यू वांट लीव? ये सब वो बाहर किसी दोस्त के साथ दारू पी रहे हो तब बात करो यार. When you are in the air conditioned office environment or you're on a Zoom call or a Google Meet, you're not supposed to say all this. बैठे हो बाहर, मिले हो किसी को अनऑफिशियल सेटिंग में, आईडी कार्ड नहीं है आपके गले पे, तब करो ये सब. डोंट डू इट व्हेन यू आर इन द कंपनी, राइट? प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट. जिनके साथ बात नहीं किया उनसे भी जाके बात करो. व्हेन यू आर लीविंग, यू आर सपोज टू थैंक एवरीवन, इवन द वंस हु यू डोंट लाइक. गो एंड थैंक देम कि अच्छा लगा आपके साथ काम करने को. इफ पॉसिबल, like if you are in a physical setup, give a party. I promise you, give a party to people. Unless of course there are like really bad relationships that you have had, like सीन ही नहीं बन रहा उन लोगों के साथ. जाके जाके लोगों को पार्टी दो. माँ का पानी पूरी पार्टी दो यार, दारू नहीं होता सब कुछ. पानी पूरी की पार्टी दे दो. पीपल रिमेंबर यार ये जा रहा है, थोड़ा अच्छे से जा रहा है. पीपल रिमेंबर हाउ यू लीव. Another thing, when you leave, you're supposed to remember all the projects that you have worked on, all your achievements, right? So आप याद रखो, okay, this was the big project I worked on. These were the achievement numbers for it. Of course, you're never supposed to reveal internal numbers, by the way, anywhere, even in interviews, you're not supposed to. But the way you're supposed to present it is like, hey, I got a 25% improvement year on year for this metric. So you're giving a relative increase, right? So as long as your achievements are masked, nobody cares. But if you leave 1 year later, you're like, अरे यार उसमें वो प्रोजेक्ट में मैंने क्या किया था, अच्छा तो काम किया था, बट मेरे पास मेट्रिक्स नहीं है. Don't make up metrics, right? When you already have them, remember your metrics. Anyway, you have updated your CV, so most of them you have. But while you're on your way out, of course, never take any important project while you're on your way out, right? It's extremely important that you do that. You do not take any important project. You can do a chotu motu project and entrust people, give them a good download, and Of course, let people know कि bro अगर कभी जरूरत पड़े तो फोन करना. So, which is something you don't want, but it's courtesy. All in all, I'll end this poll ke bol by saying leave without creating a scene, even if you don't like the people, right? And सब कुछ सुलटा के निकलो, सब कुछ सुलटा के निकलो हर जगह से, you know. And especially when you're in a notice period, be on your best behavior. You don't want anyone to pull up something unnecessarily and this and that. Get all your documentation sorted. Get anything that's pending to be sorted. Not in terms of work, also some bills here and there. सब sort करके जाओ, सब sort करके जाओ. बाद में कभी कुछ कॉल वॉल नहीं आना चाहिए, इसका क्या हुआ, उसका क्या हुआ. Sort everything and leave. Trust me, you will like it. You'll be like, क्यों मगजमारी कर रहा हूँ, मैं तो निकल रहा हूँ, मैं नहीं कर रहा. People will remember your attitude. By the way, if you're not supportive during your notice period, they'll be like unprofessional. लोग याद रखते हैं. Remember that much. So anyway, that was Paul Kibol. Let me know what you think, what you should do during the notice period. Maybe I missed out on something. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. See ya. Bye.